Hello everybody. I welcome you all for the Progress e-learning classes. We are going to study a fable, a story, a tale, The King's Choice. It is your chapter number 1.4. I request you all to take out your textbooks or to download a PDF so that we can continue with our lesson. So to begin with the lesson, The King's Choice, there are 5 important characters in the story. First one is a lion, followed by a fox. Then we have got a leopard, a vulture, and finally a camel. So this is a simple story, a fable in which animals are going to speak, behave like human beings. They are going to interact. They are going to show all the human emotions. I hope you will enjoy the story. Let us start with the story. Let us start with reading the story. As we continue, I am going to pose some questions, ask you some questions, which will make you think. Let us begin with the story then. There was once a lion who was king of the forest. He was big and strong and very fierce. All the other animals in the forest called him king. They brought him gifts from every corner of the forest. But the more the lion had, the more he wanted. A king must have a coat, he said to himself. One day he called a fox to his side. You are known to be a wise and clever creature, fox, said the lion. I want you to be my advisor. Thank you, your majesty, said the fox, bowing low. The lion next called a leopard to his side. You are known to be watchful and swift of foot, leopard. I want you to be my bodyguard. Thank you, your majesty, said the leopard, bowing low. The lion then called a vulture to his side. You are a bird, vulture, and can fly high. You are to be my messenger. Thank you, your majesty, said the vulture. The fox, the vulture, and the leopard took an oath of loyalty to the king. The king promised to give them food and protection. For some time, all went well in the court of the Lion King. The 3 courtiers never opposed the king. His wishes were law. Whenever he rode, they stood in awe. Whenever he took a walk, they followed him. When the Lion King went hunting, they found the animals for him to kill. So this is our first page of our textbook. It is page number 10 if you have got the textbooks. Or else you can see on the screen the entire story as it is. Now let us go ahead with the story. But before we go ahead with the story, let us go to some question answers part. So the first question you can see on the screen is, guess the meaning of the word fierce. So you can see the sheet on the screen. There is a sentence. He was big and strong and very fierce. Can you guess the meaning of this word, fierce? Yes, you are absolutely right. It is ferocious or aggressive. Second question to you. Why must a king have a coat? So any idea why a king should have a coat? Yes? Yes, you are absolutely right. Court is a place to discuss, to gather together, and obviously discuss their plans, future opportunities, decisions. So obviously a king must have a coat. So same thing came into the mind of our king, that is the lion in our story. Third question. What qualities are necessary in the following? And you have to answer why. Why do you think these qualities are necessary? The first one, advisor. So what do you think? What are the qualities which an advisor must have? So obviously, advisor must be a person of great integrity, honesty. Not only that, he should have strategy. He should have great logical thinking with him. Obviously, you can think of few more qualities which an advisor may have, may possess. Next in order, that is a bodyguard. Here in the story, who is going to be bodyguard? The leopard is going to be the bodyguard of the king. So bodyguard, how he must be? How he should be? So he should be a person of great strength. Obviously, he should be very honest. He should be very swift, obedient. And then the last one, that is messenger. So what are the qualities of a messenger? A messenger should possess. So he should be again a very honest person, very quick, swift, very loyal, and again very obedient. Then a word is used, a sentence is used on page number 10, that they all took oath of loyalty. Can you tell me what is oath of loyalty? Oath of loyalty is a promise. They take a promise that, oh, we are going to be loyal, we are going to be with you, whatever the conditions may be. That is oath of loyalty. Then the next one, that is write and read aloud the oath that each of the courtiers must have taken. So you have to think what are the oaths which an advisor will take, which a bodyguard will take, and which a messenger is going to take. You can think on your own and write down on sheet what must be a oath. It is told in the story that they took the oath of loyalty. So here you have to think of words, sentences which the advisor, the bodyguard and the messenger are going to take as the oath, as the words of loyalty. Then the last question, what did the king promise in return of the loyalty? It is directly given in textbook that he had promised them. What are the two things promised? That is food and protection. If they are going to be loyal, the lion promised them that they will be getting two things, food and protection. And the last question on this sheet, what must the statement below mean? There is a statement that his wishes were law. Whose wishes? Obviously, lion's wishes were law for all the three courtiers, advisor, bodyguard and a messenger. What is the meaning of this? That is obviously they did whatever the lion told them to do. So let us continue with the story. You can see on the screen now some images. I had procured them for you. You can see a lion, then a fox, a leopard, and finally a vulture. So these three are going to be the king's courtiers. You can see them on the screen. So let us move ahead to page number 11 then. Let us move to the next part, next section of the story. So already now all three had gathered. They are going to obey the king. They have decided they are going to be loyal. They have taken the oath also. Now let us see what happens, what progress is there in the story. So let me read the part. You can see the sheet also on the screen. Yes, you may be having the old textbook or something, or you can take out a printout, hopefully. Let's continue then. And after he had his meal, he left the remains for them, so they always had enough to eat. One day, the vulture came back from a flight. Your Majesty, have you ever eaten a camel? He asked. It is very tasty. I ate it once in the desert. The lion had never seen a camel, but he liked the idea of trying camel's meat. But where can we get a camel? He asked. There is a desert some miles away, said the vulture. I was flying over it when I saw a lone camel not far away. It looked big and fat. The lion looked at his other advisors. They were wise and experienced. He wanted their opinion. Now the fox and the leopard did not know the desert, but they did not want the vulture to seem wiser than them. So they said, since it was the vulture's idea, he should lead the way. Early next morning, The lion and his court started off on the camel hunt. They reached the edge of the desert easily. But after they left the shelter of the forest, the day became very hot. The sun shone down with a fire hot rays. So this is how the story progresses on page number 11 of your textbook. So we are acquainted with what are the things which happens afterward. So all three were enjoying in the forest. Suddenly vulture comes with the idea that, oh, we should all go and eat the camel's meat. So obviously camel can be found in a desert. So lion, he's confused a bit, but he is pleased at the idea. Okay, try something new. So he wants to go with the idea, but he asks his other courtiers, he asks the other two, oh leopard, oh vulture, oh leopard and fox. He asks them, what is your idea? They don't know what the camel is, or they don't know where the desert is located, and so cleverly they told, O king, as the idea is given, it is conceived by vulture, so vulture should lead the way. This is how they hide their foolishness or ignorance. So then the next day, early in the morning, they leave for the desert. As they walk towards the desert, in the beginning the forest is there, obviously shelter is there, so they are very pleased, happy, they are walking. But as soon as they reach the desert, obviously there is no covering, no trees, so the hot fire sun is too hot, and especially the lion begins to feel miserable. So let's go to the question answers part. Some 4 questions are there. I already framed them for you. You can see them on the screen. What offer did the vulture give to the lion? What was the offer? Yes, you're correct. The offer was to go to the desert and obviously eat the camel's meat. Why had the lion never seen a camel? Can you guess? Yes, obviously he had never seen a camel because he had never visited a desert. Why was the vulture told to lead the way? The vulture was told to lead the way because obviously the other two courtiers, that is the fox and the leopard, they wanted to hide their ignorance. They did not want to reveal that, oh, they did not know where the camel can be found, or especially where the desert is. And that is why the other two suggested that vulture should lead the way and then all the others should follow him. What advice did the fox and the leopard give? What was it based on good and sound thinking? So the advice was that, oh, leopard should lead the way, the vulture should lead the way and we should follow. So was it based on good and sound thinking? What is your opinion? Yes, you are correct. The opinion is, your opinion must be that it was not based on good and sound thinking. The advice was given just to hide their ignorance. Let us go ahead. So I procured again some pictures. As we go ahead to the next sheet, you can see now all three, vulture, leopard and the fox, they are happily walking in the morning towards the desert. But then we can see the second picture above. What can be seen? The hot sun. Obviously now probably the fox is still happy walking in the desert. Probably he is imagining, oh, now easily he is going to eat what he wanted, that is the camel's meat. And in the last picture probably you can see what is going to happen next. That is the lion is going to say, oh, it is too hot, and he is not going to continue with the journey. So let us go to the next page. That is page number 12 of our textbook. Yes. So high up in the cooler air, the vulture flew. Hurry along, he called. The camel is not far off. But the lion could not hurry anymore. The hot sand had burned his paws. He could go no farther. Stop, he shouted to the others. Let us go back to the forest. I do not care to try camel meat. The lion's king's advisors were frightened. The forest was far behind them and they did not know how to get the lion back home. The leopard wanted to run away. The vulture wanted to watch and wait and eat the lion later on. But the clever fox thought of a plan. Off into the desert he ran, saying, I will bring some help. After running for some time, the fox found the camel. The camel was indeed surprised to see him. Hurry up, friend, camel, said the fox. Our king wants you at once. Your king, said the camel. Who is that? I do not know any king. I only know my master, for whom I carry goods across the desert. Our king, the lion, has killed your master, said the fox. Now we are free, and the lion has invited you to live at his court. Come along. The camel followed the fox. When the fox and the camel reached the lion's camp, the vulture and the leopard were surprised. Even the lion looked pleased in spite of his burnt paws. The camel was presented to the king. He agreed to serve the lion in return for a home at his court. Get onto the camel's back, your majesty, said the fox. We will return home. The lion at once jumped onto the camel's back. His courtiers, the fox and the leopard, jumped. They also followed. So now we are going ahead with the story. What happens now is they reach the desert. It is afternoon. It is very hot. The lion's paws, they are burned. He is not ready to continue. He says, oh, I do not care to try your camel meat. But others, they want to eat the meat. At this point, leopard, you have read, leopard wanted to run away. He wanted to leave the king because he did not know exactly what to do, how to carry the lion back to the forest. So he thought, okay, I'll leave. Then the vulture, who is pretty fellow, a very dear courtier, what is his plan? Look at that. You must have read. The vulture wanted to watch and wait and eat the lion later on. So you can see how he is going to deceive the lion king. Finally, the cleverest of all is obviously the fox. He is ready with his plan. He tells, oh, I'll bring some help, and he runs ahead without telling anything. He said, okay, I'll bring some help, and he ran to the desert. He went there. He had a plan in his brain. He went there. He told the king, okay, what has happened is your master has been killed, and now you have to come. The king has promised you, our lion king has promised you a position in the court, and obviously you can serve our master. So that was what was told. And our simpleton camel, he is very humble fellow, he is very simple, and he just decides to follow the fox. So this is how the fox reaches the fox and the camel reaches the lion. When they reach the lion, leopard, vulture, both are surprised. Oh, how is this possible? How can camel come and reach them? And then obviously we are told that lion is also very pleased, and though his paws are burned, but still he is very pleased with the fox. So let us go to the question answers part. Again, 5 questions you can see. Do you think the vulture was enjoying the search? So we are told in the first sentence only. High up in the cooler air, the vulture flew. Hurry along, he called. So what do you think? Was he enjoying the search? Yes. He was the only one probably who was enjoying the search. Why? Because obviously it was cooler air high above. Obviously it was cool, and so he enjoyed the search. Do you think the king's decision to go back was right? Why? That is your opinion. Probably, I hope you do believe that his decision was correct. Obviously, he knew that if he is going to travel further, his paws will be fully burned and he will be not able to go back again to his forest. So that is why probably the answer should be Yes, his decision was right, otherwise he would have died. Can you guess the plan that the fox had thought of? When he tells, "Oh, I'll bring some help," could you realize? Oh, he must be having some plan. I hope you must have thought of some plan, but not of the type which he had planned here. What he says, probably you may have not thought. Why does the fox address the camel as friend camel? So we all know that fox is really, really clever, and so he addresses him as friend camel, and this is how he is going to fool the camel and carry him back to the lion, and that is how he is going to provide the lion food. What qualities of the courtiers emerge in this part of the story? So that is a question which I leave for you to think of. So there are different qualities of everybody. We are already taught what are the qualities which they should possess. In case a bodyguard is there, what are the qualities he should have? In case a messenger is there, what are the qualities we should have? And in case there is a messenger, a bodyguard, so we have already learned what are the qualities they should possess. And here you can think of, do these creatures, does the leopard, is he a bodyguard, true bodyguard? He was going to run away, you can think of that. Then vulture, is it good messenger? You can think of that. And finally fox. So let us continue with the story. So let us move ahead with the next section of the story. I have brought some pictures for you. You can see here the camel and the fox. The fox visits the camel. He is very cunning. He tells him, he fools him. He tells, "Oh, your master has been killed by our king lion." And so now he's asking you to come to the court and enjoy the position, whatever the position will be given at the court. And the next picture, what you can see is all the animals, leopard, fox and lion, all three are sitting on the camel's hump. They are sitting on his back. They are moving back to the forest. All must be very happy. So let us continue with the next page, page number 13 of your textbook. So let us continue. I will go on reading, then we will try to understand the story better. And with the vulture flying ahead as a guide, they set off on the long journey back to the forest. When the travelers reached the forest, they were all tired and hungry. The fox and the leopard and the vulture looked at the camel. Then they looked at each other and smiled hungry smiles. They had brought the camel for the king's dinner. Now it was time for the feast. The Lion King knew what his courtiers were thinking. He called the camel to him. "Friend camel," he said, "I have to thank you for saving my life. You are welcome." And with the vulture flying ahead as a kite, they set off on the long journey back to the forest. When the travelers reached the forest, they were all tired and hungry. The fox, the leopard, and the vulture looked at the camel. Then they looked at each other and smiled hungry smiles. They had brought the camel for the king's dinner. Now it was time for the feast. The Lion King knew what his courtiers were thinking. He called the camel to him. "Friend camel," he said, "I have to thank you for saving my life. You are welcome to live at my court as long as you like. I promise you my protection." The lion's courtiers were shocked. Had they not risked their lives so that he could try camel meat? And the king wanted to let the camel live. The courtiers were not pleased with his decision. Yet they could do nothing. Now the lion's paws were so badly burnt that he could not go hunting. But that did not keep him from growing very hungry indeed. "Fox, leopard, vulture," he shouted, "don't you see that I am ill and hungry? Go and get me some food." The courtiers had to obey the king. So out they went. But they did not go far. They sat down in a safe place and discussed what they could do. So this is the next section of our story. Almost we are going to reach the climax part of our story now. So what happens now? So the vulture, all the animals together, they reach the forest safely. Lion is quite pleased with the camel. As soon as they reach, almost everybody is hungry. All have traveled deep into the desert and back again. So all are very hungry. And moreover, were thinking of camel's meat. And now right before them, it is dinner time and the camel is ready to be eaten, isn't it? It is available. And so all wanted to eat the camel. When the lion saw all this, he could realize, looking into their eyes, that they wanted to eat the camel. They were all, it is told that they were all smiling, hungry smiles. So when this happened, the lion, he interrupted. He said, okay, I will take the situation in my hand. And he told them, oh no. He called the camel firstly. He told, oh camel, I promise you, as long as you want to live into this court, you will be under my protection. No harm will come to you. This is what was told. So obviously all were annoyed. The other courtiers, they were annoyed with the lion. They thought, oh, what is this? We had risked our lives, and now the lion is saying, oh, you are under my protection. Nobody will harm you. And moreover, Lion King, he went hungry. He had traveled so far, so he got angry. He lost his patience, and he shouted at fox, leopard, and vulture, and told them, oh, come on, go, search for food, because I can't travel. My paws are burned, so you have to provide me food today. And obviously the courtiers, they had to follow the orders. And so the fox, leopard, and vulture, they went away to obey their king. But really, all you know them now. Fox, he is very cunning. Leopard, he is not a true bodyguard. Neither the vulture, he doesn't have all the good qualities which a messenger should have. So obviously what they did, they just ran away from the place. They reached a safe distance, and then they sat down together and started discussing. So what did they discuss? We'll go ahead with that afterwards. Before that, let's go to the 4 questions which are posed on your screen, which are focused on your screen. Let us read them. The fox, the leopard, and the vulture have the same thought about the camel. Why is it so? Why they all have the same thought? Obviously, there are 2 reasons. First one is they had planned. Oh, they have planned that, oh, we all wanted to eat. We all are going to eat camel's meat. The second important thing, all 3 were very, very hungry, isn't it? So they wanted food. Then, do they expect the lion to be kind to the camel? Do you think his decision was right? I believe that you'll agree with me that his decision was right. If you were in the lion's place, if I was in the lion's place, probably we would have done the same. We would have thought, okay, nobody could have saved me. Probably I would have died in the desert. It was because of the camel that I was saved. And moreover, looking at the camel, he must have realized, oh, this is a simpleton, this is a humble being. And probably that is why he said, okay, no harm should come to the camel. Why did the courtiers have to obey the king? So why they did not say, okay, oh, you go to hell, we are not going to run and get you food? Obviously, the reason was very simple, because the lion is very, very powerful, very ferocious, big, and having a lot of strength compared to all the other 3. So that is why probably, and moreover, they have taken the oath also. So probably that is the reasons why they decided they had to follow the king. Last question. Were the courtiers being loyal to their king? So what is your opinion? Discuss. That was the question asked. So I hope you will agree with me that the courtiers are really not loyal to the king. So let's go ahead. Again, some pictures of the story. As we move ahead, you can see fox, the vulture, and the leopard, all 3 are sitting together. They are not going to search for the food. And obviously the most cunning of all, the cleverest of all, that is fox. He is ready with a plan. You can see in the picture. Let us find out what his plan is. So let us move to the next sheet, the last page of our story, that is page number 14 of your textbook. So let us move ahead. I know, said the fox after a while, we shall make the camel ask to be eaten. He told the others of his plan. They all agreed. Go back. So back they went to the king. First the vulture stepped forward. Your Majesty, he said, bowing low, we have found no food, but we cannot let your Majesty suffer. I am a poor creature. Eat me. The fox pushed the vulture aside. I have more meat on me, he cried. Eat me, your Majesty. Now the leopard rushed forward. I am not much good, he cried, but I could make a meal for the king. The camel listened to all these offers. He must do as much, he thought. Your Majesty, he said, I too am willing to give my life for you. Please eat me instead of this old friends of yours who will be more useful than I am. This was what the fox, the leopard and the vulture were waiting for. They prepared to jump at the camel, but the lion stopped them. You are all good and loyal subjects, he said. My heart is touched by your offers. I accept them all. I shall eat you in the order in which you offered yourselves. The vulture, the fox, and the leopard were shocked. Away flew the vulture. Away ran the fox and the leopard. They were never seen in the forest again. The lion laughed to see them go. Then he turned to the camel and said, You have been loyal and good. You shall be my friend as long as we are alive. The camel was happy and grateful. The lion thought to himself, to be king is good, but to be kind is better. So this is how the story concludes. So again, this is the last section of our story. What happens is, the fox is again ready with his clever plan. He tells, we'll have a plan. We'll ask the camel himself. We'll see that the camel asks himself to be eaten. And so according to the plan, vulture, the first one, he goes to the king. He says, we could not find food. You can eat me. Then after this, obviously the next one, fox, he says, no, you eat me. And then the leopard, he suggests no, you should not eat them because I am much better. I can give you more meat. So you probably eat me. Hearing this, the humble, the simpleton camel, he says, how can I lag behind? And so he proposes, no, you don't eat all these three. They are your old friends. You can eat me. And when the camel says so, almost all the three courtiers, that is the leopard, the vulture and the fox, are ready to jump onto the camel. They are very hungry, tired. But the king stops them. He says, he says, I'm very happy that you all are very loyal and good. But he proposes that I accept your offer and I shall eat you in the order in which you offered yourselves. The meaning is, the first one to offer himself was the vulture. So he was firstly going to eat the vulture. Then the next one, that is the fox. And then in the order, the third one, that is probably the third one was going to be the leopard. And then the last one was going to be the camel. So when he says so, other three of his courtiers, they realized, fox idea is not going to save them. They are afraid and they decide to gallop from the place. They all start running. They run away from the place and they are never seen into that part of the forest. But seeing this, the lion, he is not angry with them. He laughs, we are told. What we are told is, when he saw them running, the lion laughed to see them go. And then he turned to the camel and said that you have been loyal and good. So what we realize is, lion in the story is not a very simple type of fellow. He has all the qualities which a good king must possess. And that is why he has already realized, oh, these three courtiers, they are of no use. They are deceiving him. And that is why he is laughing. He is not angry with all of them. He laughs at all the three. And he decides, he promises again his dear friend camel that as long as I live, you are going to be safe and you can enjoy in my kingdom. And then the last words, they are very important, spoken by the lion. That is, to be king is good, but to be kind is better. So obviously, anybody can be king, but a king added with what? Kindness is a very, very important qualities. Okay, let us go to the question answers part. What qualities of the camel are seen in the speech? So can you tell me some qualities which are possessed by the camel? As already I have told, camel is no doubt a very simple fellow, very kind, helpful and humble too. That's the next one. Why did the lion laugh to see the courtiers go? Already we have discussed that the lion laughs. He is not annoyed with the courtiers. It is because he had realized, oh, they are all going to deceive. They are deceiving him. They are not loyal friends, though they have taken the oath. Then the last question, is friend a position at a court? How is it different? Yes. So in the beginning we had seen the fox, he is going to be the vulture, he is going to be a messenger. Then we are told, so as we had seen, the vulture, he is going to be a messenger. Then the fox, he is going to be an advisor. And finally, we are told that the leopard, he is going to be a bodyguard. So all these three were the positions at the court. But in the end, we learn that camel is not going to be anybody. He is not going to be a advisor, neither a bodyguard. But we are told that the king wants camel as a friend. So the question asked is friend a position at a court? How is it different? So obviously the answer is, friend is not a position at a court. And it is much different from the other positions. Probably it is because friend is all about friendship, love and affection which we share. So let us move ahead to the next part of the story. Yes, you can see here all the four meeting together, camel, fox, leopard and lion sitting together. A vulture also can be seen. Then finally when the lion decides that he is going to eat them in the order in which they have proposed, the first one to run is vulture, followed by fox. You can see leopard also vanishing, galloping there. And finally who is left alone is camel. In the last picture you can see camel and lion happily walking into the forest, into the jungle and enjoying themselves. They have realized, they have found out that friendship is the best thing in the world. Then sub question assignments for you. You have to complete these assignments. The first one, write a character sketch of each of the animals. Write about their actions and thoughts and the qualities that emerge through them. So at least five sentences each of all the characters. 5 characters are there. You can write down the character sketch of all of them. I suggest that you can draw the sketch also if you can. Then second is very interesting exercise. Turn the story into a play as a group activity and write it down in your assignment book. Present your favorite dialogues of any character at home. So the entire story you are going to draft it into, you are going to compose a drama out of it, a play out of it, a skit out of it, and then any of the favorite dialogues. Any character which you love, some dialogues you are going to learn and present them at your home. Obviously we may do it in the school also. Then this story takes an unexpected turn when the lion decides to spare the camel's life in the end. Choose any fable story that you like and write it, giving it an unexpected turn. Why did the courtiers have to, that is unnecessary printed. So you have to write down a story which you already know. It can be any story, any fable which you have read, and you have to twist, you have to change the ending part. You have to make it more interesting, or at least you can see how interesting it can be if the story ends in a different manner. Okay. So then one more vocabulary part which is there at the end of the lesson, that is language study part. We are told about common nouns, countable and uncountable nouns. Some things, animals, etc., that is some nouns can be counted. So things, animals can be counted. They are called as countable nouns. Some common nouns stands for something that cannot be counted. They are uncountable nouns. Already you have learned this, countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns have two forms. They are singular and plural forms. You are aware what is singular and what is plural. Examples are also provided. Boy, singular, boys, girl, girls, dog, dogs, and so on. So what is told is, the activity is, you have to write down at least 10 countables and 10 uncountable nouns. And the last activity for you, find 5 countable nouns from the passage and write their singular and plural forms. Any 5 countable nouns you have to find out from the passage and find their singular forms and plural forms also. So that is all from the chapter. I hope you have enjoyed the chapter. So meet you soon, children.